Director of the drama. I believe it's Shakadasi. Let's tell everyone where to sit and arrange everything and introduce the drama. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
We're going to turn around.
So the drama will be this way. So if everyone can please turn. Hare Krishna. Hi. So I just want to make sure that the folks that are in the front of the cameras are not in the range of the camera. Looks good. Okay. All right. Well, welcome everybody. So please prepare yourselves to enter Navadvipam. So we request that the audience is quiet during the play, so we don't have, because the only people with microphones are the narrator and myself.
Phones in silence mode.
Yes, please. If anyone comes late, we're going to have them go through this door here. And if you need to leave, please also go through this door behind you. All right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
As a child, the Lord was full of mischief. He loved to tease the local residents of Navadvip. He became the greatest of scholars, and although he was beloved by all the Vaishnavas lamented his audacity and pride in such mundane matters as argument and logic, and prayed for Nimai to become a devotee of Krishna. Kali Yuga was well underway, and the general condition of society had deteriorated to such an extent that atheism was rampant, and the process of devotional service had become very rare. The mischievous and sinful population continued to hurl abuses at the Vaishnava devotees, who simply bore the insults quietly. After the passing of his father Sri Jagannath Mishra, he performed the last rites, the Shraddha ceremony, and then accompanied by his disciples, proceeded to Gayadam. At Charkatirtha, upon hearing the glories of the Supreme Lord, Lord Garunga merged into an ocean of bliss. By divine arrangement, Sri Ishvara Puri was also present at that time.
By seeing your lotus feet, my life has become successful. Kindly save me from drowning in the ocean of material existence. I am surrendering my heart, body, and mind at your feet. The only benediction I desire is that you make me drink the nectar from the lotus feet of Sri Krishna.
O Pandit, I know that you are the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, how could you possess such vast knowledge and transcendence? Last night I dreamed that I saw the Supreme Lord, and today, by seeing you, that dream has been fulfilled. In truth, I am feeling greater ecstasy at every moment seeing you. Since I saw you first in Navadvip, my mind has always been fixed upon you. Just as one is experiencing bliss in the presence of Lord Krishna, I am experiencing that bliss with you.
It has been my greatest fortune to have met you. By your association, I have fulfilled my pilgrimage to Gaya.
The next day, the Lord went to Ishvara Puri and with sweet and humble words approached him for an initiation mantra.
Why are you asking for an initiation mantra from me? I give you my life and soul.
Then, to instruct everyone, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Narayan, the Supreme Instructing Spiritual Master of all, accepted initiation from Sripad Puri with an initiation mantra of 10 syllables.
I have surrendered my life unto you. Kindly always look upon me with a merciful glance, so that I may always drown in an ocean of love of Krishna.
Sri Nimai Pandit, for so long a grave scholar and teacher, was now stunned by the arrow of love for Krishna. He longed to go to Mathura to see his Lord.
Do not proceed to Mathura now. The time will come when you will go to Mathura, but for now, return to your home in Navadvip. You have come into this material world with all your eternal associates to liberate the entire world. You will propagate the congregational chanting of the holy name of Krishna all over the universe and distribute freely to everyone the most treasured object, love of Krishna. We place this request at your lotus feet. Please, Lord, return to your home, and very shortly you will go to Mathura.
Upon hearing the divine message, the Lord, Sri Gaura Sundar, stopped his journey to Mathura. On the next day, he and his disciples left for Navadvip.
Bravo!
By your blessings and good wishes, I could visit Gayadam and return without any difficulties.
They were all very impressed by the Lord's newfound gentility. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the devotees inside to discuss the more confidential topics of his pilgrimage.
Come, brothers. I want to describe to you the wonderful places that constantly reminded me of Sri Krishna. As soon as I entered the holy Dham of Gaya, where Sri Krishna washed his lotus feet, Padam Padma Tirtha, oh, Krishna!
What is a sight? We've never seen the Lord acting this way. It must be by the mercy of the Lord that we're able to see these spiritual emotions.
Outside of Srivas Pandit's house, the devotees had gathered as usual to pick flowers and exchange words about Krishna. Gadadhar, Gopinath, and Srivas are present.
Why are you so happy today?
Certainly, there's a reason.
Well, why don't you say it then?
Very well. I have great, impossible news. Nimai Pandit has become a great Vaishnava devotee. I heard he had returned from Gaya last night, so I went to meet with him. There, he was describing to the Vaishnavas his pilgrimage and his feelings for Sri Krishna. And suddenly, he was overcome with all of the symptoms of ecstatic bhavs. Certainly, after witnessing this, I have realized Nimai is no ordinary person. He is a great personality. Shuklambar Brahmachari has invited us to his house tonight so Nimai can reveal his heart to us. Very well. Come with me. Haribol.
Can it be true? Let me also go here to Vishwar, to Shuklambar Brahmachari's house and hear what Vishwar Pandit has to say about Krishna.
At the house of Shuklambar Brahmachari, Sadashiva, Murari, Shriman, Shuklambar, and other advanced devotees were present. As soon as Lord Vishwambar joined the assembly of devotees, he began reciting different shlokas, which glorified the nature of bhakti, devotional service.
Oh, I found my beloved Lord Krishna, but then he disappeared. In which direction did he go? Oh, where is Krishna? Oh, Krishna, where is Krishna?
Krishna.
Oh,
Oh, Krishna.
oh,
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna. Where? Who is hiding in this house?
It is your beloved Gadadhar Pandit.
Oh, Gadadhar. Oh, Gadadhar. Oh, my Gadadhar. You are most fortunate because from your very childhood you have developed unflinching love for the Supreme Lord. So far, my life has been wasted, the useless pursuit of material knowledge. Then, when I finally found the most precious object of my love, Sri Krishna, he disappeared due to my past offenses. Oh.
It was certainly the invention of providence But the Lord was not hurt. The day passed unnoticed by anyone, and finally the Lord bade farewell to the devotees. Early every morning, the Lord would go for his bath in the Ganga, and upon return, he found his students waiting for him. The Lord uttered Krishna's name only, nothing else. The students could not understand their teacher's mood. On the students' request, the Lord sat down to teach. The students sat down and opened their books.
Hari!
The son of Sachimata was greatly overwhelmed at hearing his beloved Lord's name.
Oh, Krishna, Krishna. Ah. The only eternal truth is the holy name of Lord Krishna. Krishna is the supreme worshipable Lord mentioned in all the scriptures. He is the supreme controller, maintainer, and the shelter of the entire creation. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are just his servants. Whoever tries to describe anything without describing Sri Krishna is an illusion. His words are false and his life is useless. My dear friends and students, please try to understand. Just worship the most precious object, Sri Krishna's lotus feet.
For the last 10 days, we've tried to understand.
The mesmerized students listened to the Lord's words with undivided attention, while the Lord spoke on as if in a trance. Revealing the absolute truth, the Lord explained everything in the light of Krishna consciousness, and established a clear connection with every word to the Supreme Lord Krishna. This was an astonishing feat, even for the Supreme Lord himself. Lord Vishwambar soon became aware of his external words, and coming out of his trance, became shy, wondering if his students would think him mad or imbalanced.
How were my commentaries today?
For the last 10 days, you said nothing. You really couldn't understand anything.
Oh.
Who was there that can understand these explanations?
Pack up your books, students. Let us go to the Ganga for a bath.
Slowly assuming the role of a Vaishnava, Mahaprabhu Vishwambar always saw Lord Krishna present everywhere in the world. Without cessation, during both day and night, he heard only the name of Lord Krishna, and with his mouth spoke only Krishna Chandra. The Lord was once absorbed in the taste of scholarship, could now relish only Krishna. Early every morning, the students would assemble for their studies. However, when he, who was the master of the three worlds, sat and began to lecture, nothing but Krishna would appear on his tongue.
Could you tell us, what is the origin of the alphabet?
Lord Narayan is situated in all letters of the alphabet.
And how is the alphabet perfected?
By the merciful glance of Sri Hari.
Pandit, can you give the proper explanation?
Why do you not understand? At every moment, one should just remember Krishna. I am trying to describe the worship of Sri Krishna, which is the purport of all the scriptures.
This explanation is imbalance of the airs.
Well, where did you get this idea?
This is the ultimate explanation of all scriptures. If you do not understand now, then contemplate the matter, and this afternoon I will explain everything to you. Go now. Be gone. This afternoon we will meet again, and I will explain everything to you.
All the students then went to visit Gangadas, Lord Chaitanya's teacher, and related the words and explanations of the Lord. They told him of the Lord speaking only of Krishna, and giving nothing else as an explanation of his ecstasies and symptoms of Krishna praying, and how when he sits down to teach, he connects the root of every single word to Krishna.
His explanations, Pandit, are so strange, we do not know the meaning of these. Can you explain this to us?
Go now, and return this afternoon. I will instruct Nimai and ensure that he tutors you properly from now on.
Later that afternoon, we find Gangadas Pandit sitting alone at the house.
May you become highly learned. My dear Vishwambar, I may tell you something. You must study the scriptures in the proper way. You come from a long line of great scholars, and you yourself are a very able scholar with exceptional ability. Would you say that one achieves the path of devotion to the Lord by giving up his education and learning? You should study in the proper way, for only through proper education and learning can one become a Vaishnava Brahmin. How can an illiterate Brahmin develop the faculty to discriminate good and bad, proper and improper. Knowing this, you should chant Krishna's name and continue your education. Go now, teach the scriptures in a proper way, with the proper explanations, and do not try to misconstrue the meanings. It brings me tremendous anxiety.
By your mercy and the grace of your lotus feet, there is no one in Navadvip who can defeat me in any argument. I will go into the center of town and teach publicly. Let me see who can try to find faults and mistakes in my commentaries.
The Lord went for his daily ablutions to the Ganga. Upon returning, he sat down with his students and began explaining and commenting on the different aspects of grammar. However, all of his explanations and commentaries revolved around one subject only, Krishna, and the process of devotional service to the Lord.
What is the definition of dhatu? Verbal roots?
Is the energy of Sri Krishna. Now I will describe the aphorisms on verbal roots. Let me see who can refute my explanations. There have been many kings with beautiful bodies, decorated with golden ornaments, flower garlands, and sandalwood paste. Let me explain to you what happens when dhatu, life, leaves their body. Where goes the physical beauty, decorations, and power of these kings? Some of their kingly bodies are turned into ashes, and others are buried beneath the earth. Lord Krishna is present within everybody in the form of his energy, dhatu. Living entities are attracted to and love this life energy, and in this way offer their devotion to him. All other so-called scholars are very confused. They do not understand the real meaning of dhatu, verbal roots. The kingly person who is so long worshipped and respected becomes contaminated as soon as the life leaves him. And if his body is touched, one must take a bath. The son who spent happy hours upon the lap of his father must touch fire to the dead father's mouth and burn his body to ashes. Therefore, the definition of dhatu, essential substance, is the energy of Lord Krishna that is loved by everyone. Now, I want to see who can refute my explanations. Just at every moment worship the lotus feet of Krishna. Just take shelter of the lotus feet of the son of Maharaj Nanda, and then the Lord of Death can never approach you. Krishna is your mother. Krishna is your father. Krishna is your very life and soul.
Lord Vishwambar continued like this for hours, for days, unaware of the passing of time. The students listened with full attention, as if hypnotized. No one wished to disturb or make contradictory remarks. One must understand, these students were not ordinary mortals. They were all servants of Lord Krishna. How else could they be personally taught by the Supreme Lord?
For the last 10 days.
How were my explanations on verbal roots?
For the last 10 days, you've explained to us the purports of Sri Krishna and the glories of Sri Krishna. But for the last 10 days, we have not been able to look in our books, and we've been afraid to tell you this.
10 days without studies? Oh, my. Did you not think it was your duty to tell me this sooner as your teacher?
Well, what you have said is certainly correct. Sri Krishna is the absolute and eternal truth. This is the verge of all the revealed scriptures. Your education is absolute knowledge. It's just because of our faults and limited knowledge, we can't understand anything.
What you have said, it is very true. You see, my words, they are not meant for others. I'm constantly speaking in this way because at every moment I remember a little boy with blackish blue, glowing complexion that is always playing a flute. Everywhere I hear the holy name of Sri Krishna, and everywhere I go I behold the holy land of Vrindavan. I humbly apologize to tell you this, but I shall not teach anymore. I cannot in this condition.
We have also decided, under your direction, to give up our studies. But how, after following you, could we follow another? We know you that you're not an ordinary soul.
You have revealed the truth to us. Other references we use in our current understanding. In this day and age, it's not proper in the grammar. So the misunderstandings that we had before are not proper. So we surrender to your logic and advice.
To whom should we go after this, and what should we learn? We have now decided to follow you.
Hurry!
Hello!
My friend. You are right. What you have studied, that is enough. Now you can fulfill the actual purpose of your studies by chanting and singing the holy names of Sri Krishna.
Lord, we do not know how to perform this Kirtan. Can you tell us?
Okay. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Hare
performance by all the actors, especially our Gaura Pandit. She makes for a pretty part. See, Gaura Pandit, where's Gaura Pandit? Hi there. There. Multiple roles. All the students of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. The narrator, that means Vrindavan Das Thakur. And of course, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And all the musicians and lighting people, and the director, the sutradhar of the drama, Vishaka Dasi. Thank you so much. Actually, drama is an integral part of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. He himself performed dramas with his associates. He inspired his associates and the members of our Guru Parampara to write dramas and perform dramas. Our Gurudev used to insist in festivals always to make dramas, and also he made me make so many dramas for him. And this tradition must go on and expand more and more. So tomorrow morning, in the festival, tomorrow morning it will be at the temple, we will discuss Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifesting the very first drama and his instructions about drama. So be ready for that tomorrow. But tonight, just now, we will discuss the 3 reasons for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, 12 reasons for his appearance. So I invite all the Vaishnavas, please come and take your seats, and we will hear the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Amazing. I didn't. Hare Krishna.
So somehow my camera didn't get turned on. But we have backup, so.
Oh, yes, you can blame it on her. Thank you. Hare Rupam Kastakata Uripurim Maturim Ushvaram Radhakundaram First of all, I offer my sustained Dandavad prosperity, my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable Gurudev, Asmatiya Paramaradhatama Guru Pada Padma Nityalila Pravisht Om Vishnupad Ashtota Stri Rupa Nugatarivarya Sila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Dharma Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada and to all of us, Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. By the causes mercy of Sri Gaura, this morning we discussed the secondary external reason for the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was to establish the Yuga Dharma of Harinam Sankirtan. But he had a special purpose in this. He wanted to distribute the Anarpita Chari Prem, the love that was not given since the previous time when he appeared in this world, in the previous level of Brahma, was never given before by anyone except for himself. So what makes the difference between the person who receives the Yuga Dharma and it becomes liberated and goes through Vaikuntha, and the person who enters into Raga Marg? The difference is that those persons who receive the gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the greatest gift in the form of Radha Das in the service of the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika, they're actually worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his original Swarup. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikriti Lagini Shakti Asmad Ekat Manavapi Bhuvi Pura Deha Vedam Gatoto Chaitanya Kyam Prakatam Aduna Tattvayam Chakyamaptam Radha Bhava Jyoti Suvalitam Nomi Krishna Surupam. Radha and Krishna, they are one. Radha Krishna Aichisada Eka Iswarup, they are one Atma. But Leelaras Aswadite Daridweru, they have two bodies for the sake of relishing rasa. But now these two bodies have again become one. Chaitanya Kyam Prakatam Aduna. Aduna means now. The two forms have become one in the form of Chaitanya. But what's the difference? Krishna was there. From the left side of Krishna, Radhika has come. They have two forms, but now they have one form again. But there's a difference this time. What is the difference? See, Krishna is the Vishai Vigraha, the object of love. And he relishes the love which the object of love is entitled to relish. And Radhika is the Ashraya, the shelter of love for Krishna. But this time, now Radha and Krishna have become one. Now, see, Krishna is experiencing the Ashraya Jati of Prem. What it's like to be the shelter of love for himself. And therefore, Chaitanya Kyam Prakatamodana, Tattvayam Chakyamaptam, these two have attained one again in the form of Chaitanya, but this is Radha Bhava Jyoti Suvalitam Nomi Krishna Surupam, a special Swarupa of Sri Krishna who is completely absorbed in Radha Bhav and also ornamented with her astonishing Tapta Kanchana Kanti, her complexion shining like molten gold. So, there are many pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For example, Nimai Pandit, he defeated Keshav Kashmiri. But just as when Sri Krishna comes to this world, all the other avatars enter into him, Lord Narayan, Lord Vishnu, and all avatars enter into him. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, all the avatars enter into him also. So just as Krishna doesn't kill the demons, but it's Vishnu within Krishna who kills the demons. So in the same way, many of the pastimes we're thinking, these are the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They're actually not the pastime of the Gauranga Swarup. They are the pastimes of the various avatars within him. So for example, the defeat of Keshav Kashmiri. This is not the form of Krishna relishing Radha Bhav. When Gauranga Mahaprabhu married Lakshmi Priya, this is Gaura Narayan, the Narayan feature of Mahaprabhu. Because Lakshmi Priya is Lakshmi Devi. When Mahaprabhu delivered the Chankazi, when Mahaprabhu delivered Jagai and Madai, also, they are Jai and Vijay, the gatekeepers of Vaikuntha. So these pastimes, these are the pastimes of the opulent feature of the Gaura Tattva. But Mahaprabhu did not appear for this. He came, why? He had his primary internal reason, is the main cause for his appearance. Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrishovanayeva Swajogina Bhutama Durima Kidrishova Madhya Sokyam Chasyama Nanubhavataha Kidrisham Veti Lobat. Lobat means because of greed. Out of greed, Sri Krishna has appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to fulfill three desires. So those who will receive the Anapita Chirat praying, the praying that was never given before, they are the worshippers of the original Swarupa of Gauranga in his lila of relishing these three desires. Fulfilling these three desires. So what are these three desires? First of all, Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima. What is the Mahima, the greatness of Radhika's Pranay? Pranay means a love in which there's such a feeling of intimacy. That the lover and beloved feel that my body and your body are one, my prana and your prana is one, my intelligence, my soul, everything is one with yours. How deep is Radhika's pranay? Krishna wanted to understand it. So my Gurudev, he used to say that during Krishna Leela, during Krishna's pastimes, Krishna tried to see how deep is the love of Radhika. But he could not find the end of it. For example, in the Rasa Leela, what happened? See, Krishna suddenly disappeared. All the gopis became mad. And from a hidden place, Krishna was watching all the various pastimes of the Braj gopis. Even Bhishmadev, in his final moments, he wanted to get the mercy of Krishna, so he thought, to get Krishna's mercy, you don't glorify him, you glorify those who are most dear to him. And so even Bhishmadev glorifies the gopis during the Rasa Leela in his last moments. He said, Lalita Katibala Safal Gohasa Pranaya Nirikshana. Here, Pranaya, Pranay, the glory of Pranay. Pranaya Nirikshana Kalpiturumana Kritamatu Anukritavatya Unmadanda Prakritima Gankila Yashagopa Vadvaha. It means that Lalita Gati Vilasa, Krishna has a very charming way of walking. Pranaya Nirikshana, his heart full of pranay. He has a very beautiful way of glancing, a way of smiling. But the way that he walks when he's with the gopis, the way that he glances when he's with the gopis, the way that he smiles when he's with the gopis, he only smiles like that with them, not with anyone else. And just as a pujari worships a deity with so many types of paraphernalia, Krishna, by this special way that he walks, the special way that he talks, the special way that he smiles and glances, this is all the paraphernalia by which Brajendra Nandan Shama Sundar is worshipping the Braj Gopis. There was such pranay. Kritamanu Anukritavatya Unmadanda. When Krishna disappeared from the Rasa Leela, the gopis became so absorbed in him, they said, Oh Krishna, I am Krishna, just see how I walk. And the gopis themselves, they began to walk and smile and glance just like Krishna was doing. How he was worshipping them? They were in such avesh, having the bhav ekatva, oneness of Krishna, but oneness of bhav. They were strolling and glancing and imitating his pastimes. And when Sri Krishna, from his hiding place, he saw the intense prema of the Braj Gopis, especially when he disappeared from Radhika and she fainted. Seeing this prema, Krishna's whole life was changed. So Prakriti Magankilaya Shigopavadva, the Prakriti, the nature of Krishna was transformed. Krishna is a Siddha, he's perfect. But when Krishna saw the intense love of Braj Gopis in separation, he changed his life forever. It gave such a sanskar that Krishna, who was a Siddha, became Susiddha. He was perfect, but now he became more perfect. Because he had a realization of love that he had never realized himself before. Prakriti Magankilaya Shigopavadva. Otherwise, another meaning, Kritam Anukritavatya. Anukrita means imitating Krishna. So that means that when Krishna and Braj Gopis, especially with Shrimati Radhika, they meet together in a beautiful kunj. At that time, Radhika becomes so absorbed in thinking of Krishna, she thinks that she's Krishna. And then she begins to wear a peacock feather. Krishna will tie her hair up in a bun on the top rather than having a braid to make a top knot like a gopal. That's why Krishna in the Rasa Leela is called Keshava. who decorates Radhika's hair, making her hair like a cowboy, because she's absorbed in his mood, and she plays with Krishna in the Nikunj as if she's Krishna. So Kritamanu Kritavatya Unmadanda. In Unmadanda, being blinded by the madness of love, gopis imitated Krishna. So, in the Rasalila, see, Krishna was hiding, and he was watching the gopis, imitating him, seeing Radhika fainting, seeing them gather together and sing on the bank of the Jamuna together, because they decided, we're going more and more deeply into the forest, but we can't find Krishna. That means if he doesn't want to show himself to us, we won't find him. And the deeper we go in the forest, we're making him go deeper into the forest and giving Krishna inconvenience. So we should give up this policy. This is not a good policy. Let us gather together on the sandy bank of the Jamuna and just sing his glories. It shows that the Krishna Nam Gun Leela Sankirtan is the most powerful form of bhakti. The gopis themselves are the Brahman, the example for this. So the gopis, they sang, Jayati Te Dikam Janmana Braja Shayato Indra Shashvaratahi Daita Trishatam Dikshutamakas Tvaidrita Shavas And Krishna was relishing. Their singing was not different from weeping. What is that? Is it the sound of weeping or is it the sound of singing? No, it was both together. He was relishing their expressions of praying. But finally, Radhika's bhav came to such a point that she could not stay alive for another moment. And she cried, Yatte Sujata Charnam Buruham Staneshu. Oh Krishna, with your soft lotus feet, you're walking in the forest, stepping on sharp stones. I cannot tolerate it. Therefore, my mind has become unsteady, and now my prana will leave. So, even though in my astrological charts I have some more lifespan left, but I will leave it once because I cannot tolerate your suffering. So, this remainder of my life which is left over, I am donating it to you. May you live a long, happy life in Vrindavan down in Eden. And just at that moment, Krishna, he could not check himself, and from his hiding place he came running, with his pitamara falling, his garland falling. He's holding his pitamara because it was falling off. And Krishna reappeared there. So he didn't get to see how deep. He saw it was deep, but he could not get to the end of the love. Gurudev, my Gurudev, he gave an example. Once there was a man, he was riding in a river, in a boat. And he was wondering, how deep is the river here? So he took the boatman's stick and he put it over the side and he was trying to touch the bottom. But he couldn't touch the bottom, so he was leaning over in the boat and if I lean just a little bit further, yes, I'll touch the bottom. And he slipped and he fell in the river. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna is like that. He was trying to see how deep is the love of Radhika, and he was so greedy to find out how deep he fell in. He lost his balance and he fell into Radhika's brain and became Gaura! Even once, Krishna went to such an extent, he disguised himself as a demigoddess. And he went to Yavat, to the courtyard of Srimati Radhika, and was crying pitifully in the courtyard. Alas, alas. Radhika said, who is that? Told the Sakhis, oh my Sakhis, bring that beautiful damsel to me. Let me see if I can save her from her distress. So then they brought that beautiful demigoddess. And Radhika said, why are you crying? And that goddess said, I cannot tolerate it. I am a demigoddess. I was flying in the sky in my aeroplane. And I saw that notorious boy, the son of Nanda Maharaj, In the middle of the night, he stood at Bangsi Bhat on the bank of the Jamuna and he played his flute and he called all of you gopis, and abandoning everything, you left everything for him. You ran to the forest to serve him and please him, and what did he do? He abandoned you all. He's so cruel, he's so vicious, I cannot tolerate it. Your love is so pure, your love is so perfect, but why has this tragic thing occurred that you have placed your pure and perfect love in an unworthy person? And this I cannot tolerate. I'm crying. Radhika said, no, you don't understand. Let me explain to you. And she began to explain to that demigoddess the nature of her own love. Loka dvayat sojanata paratota sudhova prana priyadapi sumeru samayadisyu kleshastadapyati bali sahasa vijitya premayatan harirvani vapushtimeti. Radharani said, you know that love is such a thing that if an obstacle comes, that obstacle may be made by someone in this world or even made by the demigods, Lokadoya, from both worlds. So Janata, Parata, Sukova, that obstacle may be made by one's own friends. Sometimes the leader will say, don't be submissive to Krishna, he's a cheater. Stay away from him, be contrary. So one's own friends make obstacles. So the Parato, all the opposing group, Chandravali, Padma, Shailya, Bhadra, they may make obstacles. Or Jutila and Kotila. So many persons may make obstacles. No, not only that. Prana, Priyad. Even one's beloved Krishna himself may make an obstacle. By disappearing, suddenly, unexpectedly, without warning. Or going to the Kunja of Chandravali. And the obstacles which come in life, they may be Sumeru Samaya Disyo, they may be as high as Mount Sumeru. But it's the nature of praying. Praying is like a lion. And if a lion is faced with a big obstacle, what happens? His sahas, that means his courage, is invigorated even more. If you want to fight with the lion, it's not a big problem. The lion will just eat you. But if there's a huge war elephant, and the war elephant attacks the lion, then the lion's courage becomes invigorated intensely. So in the same way, love does not know any obstacle. But when all of these obstacles come, then the love is invigorated, it becomes stronger and stronger. So Radhika began to explain to that demigoddess the unbreakable nature of love, how the obstacles increase it. Kastam kadapi sukha sampadudakamayva mitraya eva api yastati tadbitaisi tivranjanaira yadapi vorchayati sajistim atyaktati jutibalim kurute janastam. I was going to say some other thing, but I'm going off the script. I don't know where I'll go. So, Radharani said to that demigoddess, you know that if there's one beautiful woman and she has some sakhis, some friends, then the sakhis, they want to make her very happy by decorating her. You know, that's when I just tell the men, when girls get together, you know what they do? They give each other, they share each other's clothing and stuff like that. They do each other's makeup and stuff. So Radhika said, when the Saki wants to please her friend, then she's thinking, let me give her very beautiful kajal. Beautiful eye makeup. So then she takes the pen and the kajal and she applies it to the eyes. But actually, when kajal is first applied, it stings. It really stings, it's sore. So why does a friend give pain to a friend? Why? Because she knows it's pain now, but in a few minutes the stinging will go away and she'll look in the mirror, oh. so happy. So in this way, sometimes a friend gives pain to another friend, but the purpose of this pain is to give a high happiness. So in the same way, Krishna, he sometimes gives pain to me. But his purpose is always to give me a high happiness. So in this way, Radhika was opening her heart and speaking about her love to this demigod. But what was this demigod? It was not a demigod. It was Krishna himself in disguise. And he was just playing a trick. Because why? Sri Radhaya Pranayama Hima Kindrishovaneva. I want to discover how deep is the love of Radhika. Because it's the nature of love that it cannot be expressed. Preman Dvayora Sakayora Idipameva Ribeshavasha Tinishtala Eva Bhati Dora Dayam Param Astu Vahiskitas Chet Nivati Shigam Atavala Budam Paiti. Radharani said that love is like a lamp, the flame of a lamp, burning within the cottage of the heart. And the light of this lamp shines out through the eyes, through the face, through the cheeks, through the breast. But it does not come out from the mouth. That's like the door of the cottage. If that lamp is taken out of the door of the cottage, that means love is directly expressed in words. Then the wind of pride may come, it may flicker and even go out. And so Radhika can never directly tell Krishna how she feels. And this is why Krishna has to go to great lengths of taking the disguise of a demigoddess and trick her into expressing her heart somehow or other. So during Krishna Lila, during the Vrindavan Lila of Krishna, he tried again and again to take his stick and find the bottom. How deep is his love of Radhika? But he could never find the bottom of it. So he was full of greed, and therefore his first desire, he appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to fulfill this desire. Now, the second desire. Krishna Madhurye Krishna Upajayalo Samyakasadite Nahe Rahimanikshobh. Krishna's sweetness is so intense that it awakens greed in every living entity. What to speak of the gopis? Even cows and trees and creepers and flowers become infatuated, they become stunned in ecstasy by the sweetness of Sri Krishna. So it awakens the greed in everyone, including Krishna's sweetness awakens greed in himself. But because he cannot taste it from a contrary position, being the Vishai, the object of love, not the Ashray of love for himself. So, even though he's Rasik Shekhar, the taster of all rasa, one type of rasa remains untasted by him. And so we can say that Krishna is Rasik Shekhar, but in Vrindavan Lila, he's only half Rasik Shekhar. Because one half of ras is the Vishaya Jatiya rasa, he tastes that. But if Krishna is truly, as the Vedas say, as the Taittiriya Upanishad says, Raso vai saha, sa e rasam, sa e vayam labdanandi bhavati. The absolute truth is a complete rasa. Then we must know that Krishna Lila is not complete without the appendix to Krishna Lila, that is Gaura Lila. He is only full Rasik Shekhar when he tastes not only the Vishaya Jatiya rasa in Krishna Lila, but also he tastes the Ashray Jatiya rasa in the Gauranga Swarup. So, is there any evidence that Sri Krishna becomes attracted to his own beauty? Once, when Sri Krishna had been taken away from Brajamangal by Akrura on the chariot to Mathura, at that time, Sri Krishna was feeling intense pain of separation from Radhika and the Braja Gopis. So Yogamaya Purnamasi Devi, she came up with a plan. She came up with an idea how to pacify Krishna's separation, to make a distraction for him. And what did she do? First, she prayed to Bharat Muni. Bharat Muni is the author of the Natya Shastra, which is the scripture which describes how to make a theater, how to make a stage, how to make costumes and makeup and music and dance and perform dramas. So Purnamasi prayed first to Bharat Muni, and receiving his blessings, she wrote a drama and she gave it to the producer of this performance, Narad Muni. So then Narad Muni, he needed a team of actors. So he went to the king of the Gandharvas, Tumburu, and said, I have a script for you, here it is, collect your Gandharvas together and we'll train them and perform a special drama to pacify the separation of Sri Krishna. This is what drama is actually for. Every year, at the time of Ram Vijay Dashami, we're in Brajmandal and we go to visit Mathura because there's a very big drama of Ram Leela there in Mathura. You've seen it, have the burning of Ravana. It's really spectacular. But the Brahmanas of Mathura have been doing these dramas since Treta Yuga. Because Lord Ram, he sent Shatrughna to Mathura to kill the demon Lavanasura. But when he got there, Shatrughna was feeling so much separation from Lord Ram, he had no strength to fight the demon. So then the Brahmanas of Mathura, they made a drama of Lord Ram Leela to pacify him and give him strength, and then he killed the Lavanasura. So, this is what drama, Vaishnava drama, is actually to pacify the separation of the Vaishnavas. It has a very special function. Just like, Sri Kavi Karnapur, he wrote the Chaitanya Drama. But why? Because when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared, then Maharaj Prataparudra was dying in separation. And so he composed this drama to save the life of King Prataparudra Maharaj. So similarly, Purnamasi Devi and Narad Muni, they made the plan to arrange a drama to pacify the separation of Sri Krishna when he was in Mathura. So the day came for the drama. And Krishna and his friend Madhumangal from Braja and his cousin from Mathura, Uddhav, came and they sat in the royal box in the theatre. They have a special, there's so many people in the audience, but there's a special royal box for the king where they sit. So Krishna sat there with his two friends. And Krishna was crying, alas, oh sweet girl, whose eyes are like Kanchan Pakshi, like white-tailed birds, looking restlessly, moving from side to side. Whose lips are like bimba fruits, whose face shines like the moon. When Madhumangal heard Krishna lamenting in this way, he leaned over the balcony. It's very difficult to see Radha from here. Where is she? He didn't understand. Krishna was just seeing Radhika in his heart and lamenting. So then Krishna, he was silent for a moment. And he said, Akrura took the reins of the horse in his hands. And when Akrura took the reins of the horse in his hands, then the heart of Radhika was trembling. And she knew it was inevitable that he was about to take me away. So she ran and she was trying to climb up onto the chariot. But all her Sakhis caught her and they held her back. And she cried out to me. She looked at me with tears in her eyes. And at that moment, I paused for just a moment. And then Akrura pulled the reins and the chariot pulled away. Alas, alas, why did I not take that beautiful girl with me? And Krishna was reliving the trauma of that moment, hearing the crying of Radhika when he was leaving. Uddhav said, oh my Lord, the Gandharvas are ready, the actors are ready, they're about to begin the drama. So Krishna composed himself. Yes, let the drama begin. So just then, the music began to play, the Gandharvas began to play. In the Vasant Rag, that's the rag of springtime. And the Gandharva, who was dressed as Krishna, walked with that special walk onto the stage and began to appreciate, oh, just see that the springtime is meeting with her beloved, the Malaya breeze, which carries the fragrance of sandalwood. So these two are so happy meeting here. Vrindavan forest seems to be smiling and laughing with the chirping and singing of the birds in the trees. Oh, if Radha were to meet with me here just now, then I would be thrown into the high waves in the ocean of rasa. So then, when Madhumangal saw this, he couldn't believe his eyes. He looked at Krishna, he looked at that Gandharva. They were the same. He said, the Gandharvas have made an exact double of my friend. So then see Krishna, filled with longing, his hair standing on end. He said, Udgirnad Bhutamadu Parimalasya Adbira Lelasya Me Dvaita Mahanta Samikshayammu Goraso Chitriyate Charana Cheta Keli Kutu Halotarata Litam Satyam Sake Mamakam Yase Praksha Surupa Tamrata Badu Swarupya Mandichati. Oh my dear friend, you were speaking to Uddhav. This actor on the stage appears to be myself in a second form. The way he walks, the way he moves, he's so charming and so attractive to all the gopis of Vrindavan that when I see him, I myself become filled with intense eagerness to have a form like a Braj Gopi and embrace him. Krishna said to Uddhav, tell me, how is it possible that this actor can enchant even me? Uddhav said, I think it's because of the devotion of Narad. You see? When there's a devotee who's performing a drama out of love, this is not a drama, it's a spurti. Because see, Krishna and his associates enter into the actors and manifest the eternal divine Leela before the eyes of the audience. So Uddhav said, oh, it's because of the devotion of the director of this drama, Narad Muni. So then Krishna became confused. He said, am I the actor on the stage performing before the audience? Or am I the member of the audience looking at the actor? I don't know. What is that? Sadharanikara. Esha swapara sambandha nirnayo hiddaha sadarikaran evuktam puranam purasuridihi. The great sages have said there's such a thing called sadhanikaran. When you see a drama, you become so absorbed in the bhav of one of the actors on the stage that you cannot understand whether the feelings are your feelings or his feelings. That's called sadhanikaran. That there's a generalization of emotions. This is the power of transcendental rasa. That the actual bhavs which are in the drama become generalized and the audience experience them firsthand. So Krishna can't tell whether he's the person in the audience or whether he's the person on the stage. But this is a moment, what are we discussing about now? The first reason, how deep is the love of Radhika? The second reason, what sweetness does she relish in me? I'm eager to see that. How did that desire come? Because in Krishna Lila, he saw the Gandharva playing his role in that drama, and he wanted to have a gopi form so that he could directly relish that sweetness firsthand. Not only that, there was another instance. Perhaps you know that when Sri Krishna was in Dwarka, then Vishwakarma, he made a garden there which was a replica of Vrindavan called Nava Vrindavan. And one day when Krishna was wandering there, by the arrangement of Yoga Maya, Srimati Radhika herself had come there, and Radha and Krishna met together by chance. Krishna said, oh, I am like a poor person who was so impoverished and starving. He was just looking, trying to find some grains, a few pieces of grain. But as he was looking, it began to rain gold coins from the sky. I feel like that. That moment when by accident, by chance, Radha and Krishna met in a very strange, unusual place, this garden of Nava Vrindavan. And so this Samriddhiman Sambhog. This meeting of Radha and Krishna is a Samriddhiman Sambhog. It was so beautiful. And after playing together in a kunj, Sri Krishna said, "O Radhika, when I was in the Gurukul of Sandipani Muni, from him I learned 64 arts, and one of those arts was making a crown of flowers. So now just wait there. I'm going to go and collect some jasmine flowers, and I'll make you such a beautiful crown that you've never seen such a beautiful crown ever in your life." So then Sri Krishna, he came out from the kunj, and so you can understand, Radhika is in the mood of Swadina Vataka Kanta, the heroine who has brought her lover under control. Krishna is in the mood of Anukul Nayak. That is, he is like a shadow to his beloved, and he's only thinking, how can I serve her, how can I serve her? So Krishna, in that very sweet mood, he went outside and he was picking some jasmine flowers. And as he was picking the jasmine flowers, something glistening caught his eye. There was a jeweled rock, a rock covered in jewels there, decorating that garden of Navavrindavan. And he saw his reflection in those jewels. And that time, Sri Krishna became stunned. Aparikalita purva kat chamatkari Spurati mama ganiyam esha madhurya purya Ayamabhyam hanta Prekshala yam lubdha cheta Saravasam upabhoktam kamai radikeva. Seeing his own reflection in that beautiful mood of submissively serving Srimati Radhika, Krishna said, "Who is that person who is manifesting such an abundance of sweetness, sweeter than me? Who is that person from whom sweetness is flowing greater than me even? When I see him, then lupta cheta, I become completely intoxicated and infatuated, and I impetuously desire to embrace him, just as Srimati Radharani does." But he could not, because it was just his own reflection in a stone pillar, and therefore the desire remained unfulfilled. So, Swadhyo yena bhuta madhurima akikrisho vamadya. What is my sweetness like? How can I taste it? He wanted to understand. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati has given another example. Very sweet. The two examples we've given one example, how the greed came in Mathura Lila, one example, how the greed came in Dwarka Lila, but it will not be complete without an example from Raja Lila. Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari. In Raja, after overcoming many obstacles, finally, Srimati Radhika, who cannot experience any happiness at all without Sri Krishna, and Krishna, who cannot experience any happiness at all without Radhika, these two Pararamata Tattvas, they meet, and there's an explosion of rasa. How beautiful is the meeting of Radha and Krishna. After their loving pastimes together, then Sri Krishna, he wants to decorate Srimati Radhika. At that time, seeing her beauty, he said, Neelandi Varabrinda Kantilahari Chauram Kishora Dvayam Tvayetat Kuchayochikasti Gilidam Rupena Vemohanam Tammam Atmasakim Kuru Ditaraniyam Naldagam Srishati Swaschayam Avivikshabhuyati Haroradhasmitam Patuva. Sri Krishna saw the beautiful Sri Anga, the body of Srimati Radhika, shining with the golden complexion, with all sattvic bhavs, trembling, perspiration, tears, becoming stunned. And the Yavarashvayitri, her brain is shining from her, emanating and affecting all moving and non-moving living entities. Krishna is astonished. And at that time, the body of Radhika is so clear and shining, like a mirror. Krishna sees himself reflected on the golden body of Srimati Radhika. But because of the voluptuous nature of Srimati Radhika, Krishna actually sees himself reflected twice. When Krishna saw his own beautiful bluish form reflected twice on the heart of Srimati Radhika, he became stunned. He became lost. He said, "Oh, who are these two beautiful boys whose complexion is more charming than the fully blossomed blue lotus flowers? Upon seeing them, I become completely bewildered. Oh Radhika, please, make me your Saki. I want to become your Saki so that these two boys can embrace both of us. One of them can embrace you, the other one can embrace me." When Radhika saw how Krishna had become so bewildered, then she smiled. Swachchayam viviksham muyati haro radhasmitam patuva. May the smile of Srimati Radhika protect you all. May we all be protected by that smile of Srimati Radhika. Why? Because Krishna is asking, I want to have a female form, to be embraced and experience the love of this charming bluish cowherd boy. And when Radhika smiled, it meant Tatastu. It was her blessing. And by that smile of Srimati Radhika, Sri Krishna appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. She blessed him with her brain and with her kanti, and so that he could experience the fulfillment of that desire. So, that's the second reason. Now we come to the third reason. My hairs are standing on end. Because of the AC. So, now the third reason. Krishna wanted to know what is the happiness. The happiness that Srimati Radhika feels when she relishes his sweetness. So for Krishna, this is a great mystery because Krishna thinks, I am the source of happiness for everyone. But who could give happiness to me? I think that only a person who is 100 times more qualified than me could give happiness to me. But I am the source of everything. So as I am the source of everything, how could even such a person who is hundreds of times more qualified than me even exist? Yet I see in the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj there is such a person. This is the first contradiction in the mind of Krishna. How on earth can Radhika even exist? How is that even possible? But the contradictions don't end there. It gets even more complicated and confusing. Why is that? Krishna, he thinks that my beauty gives happiness to everyone's eyes. But the beauty of Radhika makes my eyes feel joy. The fragrance, I give fragrance to the whole world, but the fragrance of Radhika attracts me. I give taste to the whole world, but the taste of the lips of Radhika, I am very eager for that. So by all the senses, though I give happiness to everyone's senses, but she attracts even my senses. But when I consider it, there is one extra mystery, and that is that though I become mad to experience all the sweetness of Radhika's Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasagandha, the sound of her voice, her beauty, her touch, her fragrance, her flavor, but Radhika becomes more mad for me. No, not mad for me. She becomes more mad only by coming in contact with something which even slightly resembles me. In other words, when the wind blows through the bamboos at Govardhan, it makes a sound. Ooh, she thinks it's my flute, and she runs there into the forest. If she sees a tamal tree, which has a complexion similar to mine, not exactly the same, but similar to mine, she embraces the tamal tree and she thinks, oh, now my life is a success. If Radhika will not taste the nectar of my lips, but just taste some tambul that I have chewed, and the Sakyas have taken it, and they brought it to her. When she tastes this, she becomes completely lost in bliss. If from far away she picks up my fragrance on the breeze, she becomes blinded by love and wants to fly into the breeze. So what a mystery it is. You see, because if one person is beautiful, but one person is more beautiful, then what will happen? The attraction of the less beautiful person will be stronger to the more beautiful person than the attraction of the more beautiful person to the less beautiful. It makes sense. But Krishna is saying, what's going on here? She's more qualified than me, but she's more attracted to me, or even things remotely connected to me, than I am to her. How is that possible? And Krishna was scratching his head and trying to think and understand. And he came to the conclusion that there must be something in me that I don't know. There's something about me that I don't know, and only she's seeing it. So if I can experience her bhav, I will see that beauty in me, and then I will experience the happiness that she experiences. Krishna said, after our loving pastimes together, Radhika is lying. She cannot move, she cannot even lift one finger. And she's shining with happiness. And when I see that happiness, I become filled with the greed to know, what is she feeling? Lo badakadaki. Krishna's Kaviraj says, Lo badakadaki. Just like if you have milk and you boil it, then it slowly becomes rubbery. And then this rubbery is very, very thick, condensed milk. And when it's boiling, the bubbles are coming and they go dakadaki, dakadaki, dakadaki. They make this noise. So in the same way, the greed of Krishna was getting thicker and thicker. It became like rubbery and it was boiling. And then, impelled by that greed to experience the happiness of Srimati Radhika, he appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna himself was thinking, Dohare samaras parat muni mane amra brajera rasa sel nahi jani. It's true that Bharat Muni has written a Natya Shastra, and in there he has explained Rasa Tattva. Vibhav Anubhav Vyavachari Samyoga Rasa Nishpati. How Rasa manifests by the union of the Vibhavs, the Anubhavs, and the Vyavachari Bhavs. So Bharat Muni is an expert in Rasa, and Bharat Muni has given this Siddhanta, that when the hero and the heroine, they meet together, they both relish equally. They experience equal enjoyment. But Krishna said, Amara Brajera Rasa Seho Nahi Jani. That Bharat Muni does not know my Braja. Because if he knew my Braja, then he wouldn't say this. Because I know for a fact, Radhika experiences 10 million times more happiness than me. I cannot comprehend what it's like. So see, Krishna, he was eager to experience that. So Tadbhavadya Samajani Sachikarva Sindho Harindu. Now when Gauranga appeared, not only did Krishna fulfill 3 desires, but this Gaura Lila also fulfilled 3 desires of Srimati Radhika, which were not fulfilled in Vrindavan, the Braj Lila. What is that? Well, we were mentioning before, when Krishna disappeared from the Rasa Lila, then Radhika, finally, she was weeping, and she expressed her inner mood. Yate sujat charanam buruham stanishu Vitashinai priyadati manikakasheshu Teina tavimmata sitai pyatatena kinsu Kurpari vibramatiti bhavadaya shamna. O Sri Krishna, your lotus feet are softer than the petals of a lotus flower. And so when I hold your lotus feet upon my heart, I place them there very, very slowly and very gently, because I have some fear that my body is too harsh, too rough. It may give inconvenience to your soft lotus feet. So how can I tolerate that now you're wandering in the forest where there are sharp stones? I cannot tolerate it. I will give up my life. So this verse is quite amazing. Why? Because Radhika, previously the gopis had said, Ramananas Tanesh Swapahadiham. Or they had said, Panipanapitam te dambujam krilu kucheshuna krimi rich chayam. Twice in the Gopi Geets, the gopis have said, Oh Krishna, our hearts are burning with a calm, with desire for you. Please keep your lotus feet on our heart and relieve us from this burning of calm. What does it mean? Actually, gopis, they don't have any calm. Their love is completely pure. It is only for Krishna's happiness. But because love should not be expressed openly, so they are hiding it. They are hiding their pure love and by avahita bhav, the concealment of emotions, and expressing as if, Krishna, please come back and save us. But Krishna's rasik, so he understands and he's relishing, oh, their love is so pure, because they're hiding their pure love by disguising it as if they want me to come back for their benefit. But we see at the end of Gopi Geet, the Radhika says, Yate sujata charanam gunamstanation. She openly says, no, when I place your lotus feet on my heart, it's not for my happiness. I'm only thinking about your comfort and your happiness. So we find in the last verse of Gopi Geet the actual mood. In other words, the avahita, the santri bhav of concealment of emotions. It could not be maintained any longer. And the pure love was expressed. But we have mentioned earlier that Radhika said to Krishna, pure love is never expressed because it's like the flame of a lamp in the cottage of the heart. If you open the door of the mouth and take it outside, then it becomes minimized. So how is it possible that the Radhika has openly expressed her love and given up the hiding, the concealment, the avahita bhav? Finally, at the end of Gopi Geet, how is that possible? So the answer is this, that if someone is living in a cottage and they have a very beautiful lamp and the lamp is burning there very steadily, but there's an earthquake and then the lamp tips over and sets fire to the curtains and then everything's on flame, then what will the person do? They'll open the door, right? Because they can't breathe, they're burning to death, they have to open the door and go outside. Will opening the door make the fire go out? No, because the fire has gone to such a high extent. So in the same way, from the verses of Gopi Geet, you can see how the love is intense. The love is intense. By the way, it's hidden. But in the end, the fire of separation is so intense, the avahita bhav cannot be maintained and the flames come out. The pure love. But what is Radhika expressing here? She's saying that, oh Krishna, I want to protect you completely from any difficulties. I want to take all your difficulties upon myself. But she could not do that in Krishna Lila. But in Gaura Lila, Srimati Radhika became one with Krishna and she covered him with her golden complexion. Because she knew that when Krishna tastes my brain, he will not tolerate it. He will fall on the ground. He will rub his face on the walls of the Gambhira. He may be injured. But in this Lila, just as in Krishna Lila, she could not cover his feet and save them from the sharp stones and grass of the forest of Vrindavan. But in Gaura Lila, Radhika completely enveloped. She completely covered Sri Krishna. She became a golden kavach, like a golden shield all around Sri Krishna in the form of Gauranga Swarup. And wherever he was falling during the kirtan, she was protecting him at every moment. And in this way, the desire of Radhika to protect Krishna that was not fulfilled in Brajalila, it was fulfilled in Gaura Lila. Radhika's first desire, now the second one. It's all about three desires. So then, the next one. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has written a very beautiful song. Radharani is in her home. And Sri Krishna, he goes out to the fields. And at that time she cannot see him. He di he nagarabaro, shuno he muralitara, nivadana kari tuapai, charnana karamani, jeno chandera gantani, bhalashobe amarakalai. Hey, hey, oh my hero, Nagarbara, oh my hero, oh Muralidhar, please listen to me. I am praying to your lotus feet. That your toenails, they're like jewels, shine like jewels. And just as a woman wears a beautiful necklace of jewels on her chest, may your toenails become like the string of jewels on my chest. It's connected with the previous verse. Yatte sujata charanam guram stanish. Because if Radhika will hold the feet of Krishna on her heart, then instead of being decorated with a necklace of jewels, the shining toenails of Krishna become like her necklace of jewels. Shidam Sudam Sange Jokan Bole Jahurange Tokanami Duyaradanyaye Monikoi Sange Jai Guru Janu Bai Pai Ankirahu Tuyapanakache. Oh Krishna, at that time when you go to the forest with Sridham and Sudam, I stand on the doorstep and I see you leaving. And I have a desire, I want to go with you. But I cannot go because my Gurujan, Jutila and Kotila and others, everyone is watching. So my eyes just simply stare at the path and you disappear. And my eyes are transfixed on the path of your leaving. What can I do? Chaina vin megapone tu ya bandhu porimone Ele Krishna hi bandi Rangana salari jai tu ya bandhu guna gai Duya chalana kari kandi. At that time in separation, Radhika becomes so absorbed in Krishna, she looks at the sky and the clouds have a complexion like Sri Krishna, and she looks and she has the spurti of Krishna there. And then she wants to go to him, but she doesn't have any wings. So she unties her braids and her hair comes open because she thinks, if my hair, it may become like wings and I'll fly up to him. She has such impossible desires. Mani now, mani now, anchale bandile rao, pull now, jeke shikari beshe. Nari na karite vidhi, tua heno kunanidhi, laya piritamo deshe deshe. Oh my Daita, oh my darling, what can I do with you? If you were a diamond, a jewel, I could keep you to myself, I could tie you in the corner of my cloth. If you were a flower, I could keep you, I could decorate my hair with you. But unfortunately, what happened? Oh Vidhi, Nari, na korite Vidhi. Oh Vidhi, creator Lord Brahma, why did you make me a female? Nari na korite. If you had not made me a female, then I could have wandered here from place to place, deshi, from country to country, with Krishna all the time. So here we see that Radhika is praying, I don't want to be a female. Because if I were a male, I could go everywhere. So that means either, it has two meanings. One meaning that Radhika becomes one with Krishna. And now when Mahaprabhu is in Navadvip, then from there she can go with him to Jagannath Puri, to South India, to everywhere he goes. They're going together in one swoop. Or another meaning is, I don't want to be female, and therefore she became Gadara Pandit. And when Mahaprabhu left Navadvip, then Gadara Pandit also came and stayed in Navadvip. Randana soi jai tuya bandu gunagai tuya chalana koi kandi. Now, how is my life? When I see you leaving and going to the forest, then I have to go back into the kitchen to do my household duties. And when I'm there, I'm crying. But my mother-in-law and sister-in-law, they may come. So at that time, I take some water and I pour it on the chula, on the fire, so that there's smoke coming from the stove in the kitchen. So when my mother-in-law or sister-in-law comes, hey, are you crying? So, no, it's just the smoke in my eyes. So here, Radhika is expressing her avahita, how she has to hide all of her emotions. She has to hide the emotions, but she doesn't want to. She wants to go with Krishna everywhere. So that desire to go with Krishna everywhere and to sing his glories everywhere, it was fulfilled in Gaura Lila. So this was the second desire of Radhika. Why do I have to hide my bhav? Why do I have this female form? I want to be with him all the time and sing his glories. So when Radhika became one with Krishna, now they're going everywhere and glorifying Krishna everywhere. No need to hide the feelings anymore. So this was the second desire of Radhika that was not fulfilled in Vrindavan Lila, and it became fulfilled in Gaura Lila. Then, the third one. Shrimati Radhika is very generous. And so, when she meets with Sri Krishna, she's so overjoyed. And she feels, oh, I want my Sakis. She has Suridrati, friendship. She has love for her Sakis. My Sakis should also experience Sri Krishna's love. So then Radharani, by various tricks and traps, even though the Sakis, they have no desire to meet with Krishna, but Radhika affectionately makes various arrangements for her Sakis to meet with Sri Krishna. And like she can tell a Saki, oh Saki, please, I have written a letter, please deliver this letter to Sri Krishna. So then the Saki will take the letter and set off and go to a kunj and meet Krishna and give him the letter. And then Krishna starts looking at her in a very amorous way. She says, why are you looking at me like this? I am a duty. I am a messenger. The messenger can give her life in the service of the hero, but not her body. Then Sri Krishna said, read the letter for yourself. And the letter was from Radhika saying, oh, I have engaged this Saki as my duty, but actually it's a trick. You should meet with her this evening. Like this. And this, oh, I've been tricked. So in this way, Radhika she has so much love for her Sakis. She wants to share that love for Krishna with everyone. But in Braj Lila, she shares only with her Sakis. She can share with a limited group. But she's so compassionate. She wants to share love for Krishna with everyone, but it's just not possible in Braj Lila. But when Radha and Krishna become one in the form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, then Gauranga Mahaprabhu is going everywhere and distributing love. Samarpaitum Natujvarasam Sarvakti, fully distributing everywhere. Radhika is so merciful. When she becomes one with Krishna, she's so merciful, even if a person is not qualified. Patra vicharnam na kurute na swam param vikshate deya vimashikopi nahiva kala patiksha prabhu. Sadyo va sravanekshana pranamana dhyanadina durlabam dati bhaktirasam saiva bhagavan gora param me gati. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving the highest rasa of praying that cannot even be attained by intense meditation and so many years and lifetimes of hearing and chanting. He was giving patra to qualified persons and to unqualified persons. Giving to those who were close to him and those who were far away from him. He never considered whether this should be given or not given. He never thought, oh, this is Kali Yuga, all the people, they're the dregs that are left over. Everyone has been liberated in Satyayuga, Treta-yuga, Dwapar-yuga, and these are just the dregs at the bottom of the barrel. He never thought whether this is the time to give the highest thing or not. He's just giving freely. If someone's not qualified, he gives them the patrata, the eligibility, the qualification. Just like a wealthy man who decides, oh, I want to make a celebration. I'll distribute rubbery to everyone. So he makes a sign, free rubbery, and he has a big pot of delicious rubbery. And he's there, and all the people are coming with their pots, and he's putting the rabri in their pot, and they're going away very happily. But then he saw one poor person was standing over there. And he said, "Oh, come on, why don't you have some rabri?" And the poor person came and said, "I don't have a pot." He said, "No problem, I have one for you." And he gave him the pot, and then he filled his pot with rabri, like this. So when Radhika became one with Sri Krishna and appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, though in Brajalila she could only share Krishna's love with the Sakhis, but now she has appeared in the form of Gauranga, and everyone, all unqualified persons, she's giving them patrata, making them qualified, and then filling their hearts with Krishna prema. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namade Gaura Tushe Namaha. Rupa Goswami's verse, his words. So in this way, 3 desires of Radhika were fulfilled. This is Gaura Lila. 3 desires of Krishna were fulfilled, 3 desires of Radhika were fulfilled, and 3 desires of Sakhis were fulfilled also. What were the 3 desires of the Sakhis? The Sakhis of Radhika, they can be somewhat critical of Sri Krishna's behavior. Because they're very attached to Radhika. Radhika can say, "I know, sometimes he gives me pain. But in the end, it turns into some happiness." But the Sakhis who are more inclined to Srimati Radhika, they think, "All right, but he should just give you happiness, he should not give you pain." So we see in the Rasa Lila, after Krishna had disappeared, all gopis were crying, Radhika was about to give up her life, then Krishna, he suddenly appeared there. At that time, Chandravali came and took the lotus feet of Krishna in her lap. The Sakhis of Chandravali, they took the chewed beetle from the mouth of Krishna, they took his remnant. Shamala took Krishna by the hand, but Srimati Radharani and her Sakhis, they were standing far away. And shooting, Radhika was shooting him with an arrow of her glance. All these gopis, they're going to him. They're very weak. Why should I go to him? He should come to me. She had such a contrary mood. So at that time, the Sakhis, they took their cloths, their anchals, and they spread them on the ground, one on top of another. Very beautiful anchals of the gopis, which were stained with the black kajal from their eyes and the kumkum from their breast, which had been washed away by their flowing tears at the time of separation. One on another, until there were so many, because they're very fine. So when there were many of them, it made a soft, beautiful asana, decorated with the tears and kajal and kumkum of Brajagopis, and they invited Krishna to take his seat there. And they all sat around him, smiling. They had some pranay kop, some loving anger. Because what he just done, what he just put the gopis through, what he had just put Radharani through. So they sat down and they were smiling, but Krishna could tell. Now I'm in trial. This seat is actually the dock, it's the court. If you go to the general local court, the district court, the state court, then you may appeal. But when you go to the Supreme Court, then now that's the end. That's the final decision. So now Krishna is sitting on the asana. That means now he's on trial in the Supreme Court of the Sakhis of Srimati. So then those Sakhis, they said, Bhajato nu bhajante eka eita viparayam no vayangsha javante eka eita no bru sadhubo. Oh Krishna, they're just speaking about something else. No, they're speaking about him, but they're making as if they're talking about something else. Krishna, there are three types of lovers. The first one, he loves another exactly to the degree that that person loves him. He reciprocates, exactly reciprocates. The second type of person, he loves whether the other person loves him or not. And the third type of person, that person never loves anyone, whether he's loved or whether he's not loved. So these are three types. Can you tell us about these three types and which one is best? So actually the gopis have set a trap. They don't want to say directly to Krishna, what have you done? You've done wrong. You should admit that you're wrong. But rather by asking this question, they've set a trap. That Krishna will come into their trap and he will have to admit his own fault, that he's made a mistake by abandoning them in the middle of the night. Eitan no brui sadhubo. Sadhubo means you should tell us now, truthfully, directly. We don't have time for a whole lecture. Just come to the point, Krishna. So, the reason the Sakis are saying this is because they feel that Krishna has some unripeness in his brain. He has love, but it's not fully ripe. See, Krishna said, I'm not in the first category. The first category, those who love only to the degree that they love. Actually, they have no love at all. They are only like merchants. They're like businessmen. If there's some celebration, and then someone gives an envelope with 50 rupees and a 1 rupee coin in there as well. Then the next time, when the person who gave the donation, he has a celebration, then the person who received that envelope with 51 rupees, he remembers, oh, he only gave me 51 rupees, I also give him. And he makes an envelope and puts in 50 notes and 1 rupee coin, and then he gives it that person a celebration. Yeah? It may be there's a celebration, and someone sends some laddus in a box to his friend for this celebration. But on the way, the box was shaken around and the laddus were broken, and he opened it and saw, oh, laddus are broken. So then that person, when the other person when he has a celebration and he has to distribute the sweets, then he gets a box of laddus and then he remembers, oh, and he breaks them first. What is this? This is very mean. This is not love at all. So those who reciprocate, they have no love at all. So Krishna said, I am not like that. Then the others, those who love, whether they are loved or not, I cannot be like that. Why? Because you always love me. So how can I know whether I'm loved or not? Because you always love me. But you're in that category. You always love me, whether I am apparently reciprocating with you or not. So Krishna said, Sumadhyama, you are beautiful and you are in this Madhyama, in this middle category. Sumadhyama also means the middle of their body is very beautiful because the waists of the gopis are very thin. You can hold in a fist. So Krishna said, you are Sumadhyama, you are in the middle category, but he used that as a chance to say, your waist is very beautiful. Krishna always speaks with double meanings. So then the next category, the person who does not love whether he is loved or not. Krishna said, these are in 4 categories. That is first, Atmaram, those who are self-satisfied, like a sage, like Shukadeva Goswami. As soon as he was born, he just left home. His father was calling, oh my son, oh my sweetie bliss, and he just went to the forest. So those who are Atmaram, self-satisfied. Anyone loves them or doesn't love them, it's nothing to them. Then there's Attakam, that means those whose desires are all fulfilled. Like a Janak Maharaj, the father of Sita Devi. He's a king, he has a palace. He's not a naked sage wandering in the forest with no possessions like Shukadeva Goswami. He lives, he has family, he has a kingdom, he has everything. But all of his desires are fulfilled. So he's impartial and he cannot be affected by any emotions. Janak Maharaj, he's never swayed by any kind of emotion. He's completely judicious. Every decision he makes is only exactly in accordance with Dharma, and he never becomes biased or prejudiced due to any worldly attachment. In his whole life, he never cried once. Oh, except for one day. The day that his daughter Sita got married. On Sita's wedding day, little tear came and it was over. Huh? So, he's up to calm. Then the next category is akritagya, an ungrateful person. The person who is ungrateful. Someone helps them, serves them so much, but they're uncivilized and hard-hearted, and they don't feel gratitude at all. And then the fourth type of person is Guru Drohi. Guru Drohi means you have a guardian, an award, or a guru, and his dependents. So Guru Drohi can mean a dependent who goes against his guru. Even though guru or the senior person, his guardian, is just his well-wisher. But for no reason he goes against. Or it may be with a reason, with a cause, or worse than that, it may go against his guardian without a cause. That's the worst of all. Worst type of Guru Drohi. But then there's the other type of Guru Drohi. That means the guru who is a Drohi. Not the disciple or the dependent who goes against his guru, is Guru Drohi. But the guru who is a Drohi, that means a person who has a ward, who has a dependent, who has a disciple, and he's supposed to care for them, but either with a cause or cautiously, he inflicts some pain on that person. So that is called Guru Drohi. So, from these words of Braj Gopis, the Sakis said to Sri Krishna, we can understand that they had some doubts about Sri Krishna. And from this it is realized that the Sakis have three desires. The first thing is this. The Sakis think Sri Krishna's praying is kacha. It's not ripe. It's unripe. It's not pakka yet. Why is that? Because he has the Vishai Jatiya praying. The love of the object of love. But the Ashray Jatiya praying is superior. The abode of love, their love, is superior. So we can see that Krishna, he is not kami, he is not lusty. Sometimes he acts like he's lusty, but that's because he's hiding his pure love. He can see, in this world, people are lusty and they hide their lust by pretending to love. That's why the most popular phrase in the world is I love you. That means actually I'm trying to use you for my own agenda, but let me make you think that I love you. So in this way, the people, they hide their lust, their personal desire, by the veneer of love. But Krishna's the other way around. He acts like a really lusty boy, but what he's really doing, he's hiding his pure love in the veneer of lust, in his lila. So, see, Krishna is not a kami, lusty. Krishna is premi. He's full of love. And so when he meets with Radhika, and Radhika meets with Krishna, they're only meeting to please each other. Krishna only wants to please the senses of Radhika. Radhika only wants to please the senses of Sri Krishna. And so, when they meet, when Radhika meets Sri Krishna, then from the touch of Krishna, from the taste of Krishna, from the sound of Krishna, she experiences extreme happiness, extreme joy, and she begins to glow. Her face is shining, her whole body is shining. But that happiness that she feels, she does not absorb it for herself. Her happiness is also for Krishna's happiness. Right? Because if you embrace someone and they just stand there like this, then though you're embracing them, then you're not feeling any happiness. So if the person who is embraced expresses their happiness, then that also gives happiness to the person who is embracing them. Right? So with Braja Gopis, they do experience great happiness from meeting with Krishna. But they meet with him to please him, and the happiness that they get as the concomitant results of pleasing him, that happiness is also for his happiness. They offer that glow back to him completely. So Sri Krishna Kaviraj says, Atayeva se sukh, Krishna sukha poshe, hetu gopi prema, nahi kama doshe. Atayeva se sukh, because that happiness of the Braj Gopis, Krishna sukha poshe, is for nourishing Krishna's happiness. Hetu, because of that cause, Gopi Preme, in the love of the gopis, Nahi Kam Doshe. There is no fault of lust. Understand? There's no fault of lust in the gopis. They do. They enjoy meeting with Krishna. But they've come to please him. And even their enjoyment is also to please him. They don't absorb anything for themselves. So, Krishna, when he meets with the gopis, and he serves them, and Krishna feels the embrace and the flavor and the fragrance of Radhika, Krishna feels also extreme joy, and Krishna begins to glow. He's like a Nilamani. He's like a jewel, a sapphire. But when he's embraced by Radhika, he begins to glow and he becomes Ujjwala Nilamani. That means a blazing sapphire. Understand? Because only by Radhika's association, Gopi's association, he comes in the state of Mahabhav, where there is Prakashita, the illumination of all the sattvic bhavs. So Nilamani Krishna becomes Ujjwala Nilamani. This is why it's called Ujjwala Rasa. Jaya Jaya Ujjwala Rasa Sarva Rasa Sa. Paritya Bhave, only Paritya Bhave. Oiti Brajera Pracha. That is only in Paritya Bhave. So when Krishna meets with Radhika, he's only meeting to please her, but automatically by her Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasagandha, by all senses, Krishna also feels happiness. And Krishna, the happiness he feels, he offers everything to Radhika, 99.99%. But he absorbs a little bit. Why? Because he has the kusanskars, one bad sanskar, bad impression of being Atmaram. He's the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord is Atmaram, he is the Vishaya, the Supreme Enjoyer. And by this sanskar, though he wants to give everything back, but little percent he absorbs himself. And that is why, even though Krishna is Vishaya and Radhika is the Ashraya of praying, but in their meeting, they are mutually Vishaya and Ashraya of each other. In other words, Krishna is the Vishaya of Radhika's love, she's the Ashraya, and Radhika is the Vishaya of Krishna's love, he is the Ashraya of love for her. But Radhika is a complete Ashraya Tattva because her happiness in loving Krishna is all offered back to Krishna, and Krishna's happiness is all offered back to Radhika, but he absorbs a little bit because of his Atmaramata. So that comes when the gopis say, what kind of lover are you? So one type is that has the deeper Atmaramata, some self-satisfaction. So the gravity of love can be seen by the effect. So we see that yes, Krishna, he becomes mad for the beauty of Radhika. But Radhika becomes mad even for things which are only slightly connected with Krishna. Her love has more gravity, it's more heavy. Why? Because she's a complete Ashraya. She does not absorb even a tiny fraction of happiness. Everything is fully for Sri Krishna. And this is why Sri Krishna admitted, Na parayayam niravadju samyujam swasadu krityam vibudayu shapiva. I cannot repay you. You left everything for me. But I cannot leave everything for you. The gopis, they left Veda and Maryada. Veda Dharma and Loka Dharma. Krishna left the Veda Dharma because he became a paramour. But he could not leave the Loka Dharma. He hides his love for Braj Gopis from everyone. And the gopis themselves, you see, the gopis leave everything in the middle of the night again and again to please Krishna. But when the morning comes, what happens? They quickly rush back to their homes to hide their affair. But why? Because the gopis think that they should not, if there's a scandal, then Krishna's reputation will be tarnished. Nanda Maharaj, he slandered his reputation. So we can sacrifice our reputation, everything. We can sacrifice our reputation in Loka, in the society. But Krishna should not undergo that stigma, that embarrassment, that scandal. And Krishna, he accepts that. So gopis are fully Ashraya. And Krishna is also Ashraya of love for them, but something. And this is why Krishna is ultimately the supreme. Vishaya is the object of everyone's love. Have you ever wondered, well, why doesn't Krishna just run away with the gopis and just leave everyone? They can be together in a kunja somewhere. No, he cannot leave Madhya Yashoda. He cannot leave Nanda Baba. He cannot leave the cowherd boys. He cannot leave his cows. He cannot leave any devotee in Vrindavan. He cannot leave any devotee in this world. Apichet sudarapsaro bhajate mamananya bhaksavareva samantavya vyavahi sohisa. He cannot even give up any devotee in this world who's falling down again and again. Krishna is Vishai, the supreme object of love, and he cannot give up any of his devotees. So he cannot fully become the Ashray, but in Gaura Lila, now Krishna becomes fully the Ashray. That 0.0001% that he was absorbing due to Atmaramata, he gives it up. He's no longer Atmaram anymore. And this is why all the Sakhis were satisfied when in Gaura Lila, Sri Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Yugaitam nimeshena chakshusha pravishaitam shungaitam jagat sarvam govinda virane. See, Krishna can enjoy the gopis and disappear. See, Krishna can relish the Rasalila and then get on the chariot of Akrura and go to Mathura. But gopis could never do anything like that. So now Sri Krishna is experiencing Radha Bhav and saying, oh, one moment seems like millions of years in separation from you. Tears are falling from my eyes like rain at the time of the monsoon season, and the entire world is completely an empty, desolate void without you. So Sri Krishna's Atmaramata was gone. That which was not pakka, not ripe in him, became ripe. Why? Because Krishna, he has anurag, he has bhav, he has ruddha bhav, he has adi ruddha bhav, he has mohan bhav. But he does not have mohan, and especially he does not have Radhika's madanakya mahabhav. And therefore, the first desire of the Sakhis is, Krishna's praying is not pakka, it does not go to the last limit. But when Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he experienced that last limit of praying, the Mohanakya Mahabhav when he was in the Gambhira, and the Madanakya Mahabhav also, especially in his Navadvipa Leela as well. So the first desire that Krishna's, the unripeness, it should go away and he should become completely ripe and experience up the Madanakya Mahabhav. The second desire that Krishna should give up his Atmaramata, his portion of self-satisfaction, and experience what it's like to be the complete Ashray Tattva. And then the third one, Guru Drohi. It seems like this Krishna, somehow or other, he likes teasing and giving agony to those who love him. How is that? But Radhika is not like that. Radhika herself has said, I very much appreciate that wife of the Kushta Brahmin, Ramini, the wife of the Brahmin who had leprosy. There was a Brahmin lady, she had a husband. Her husband was old and he was suffering from leprosy. She had to carry him. And she took him to the river to take bath. And while she was washing him there, the husband saw one very beautiful prostitute was taking bath. And he became very sad. I'll never enjoy such a beautiful woman. His wife said, why are you looking so sad? And shamelessly, he told his wife, because I will never enjoy such a beautiful woman. Alas, his wife thought, if my husband has a desire which is not fulfilled in this life, then in his next, he'll have to take birth again in this world. And he may do sins and go to hell. So I should clear it. I should clear this desire. So she went to that prostitute and she asked, she asked the prostitute, can you meet with my husband? She said, it will have to be a very high price, and it will also have to be secretly, because if any of my other customers find out, then I'll go out of business. So then she said, I don't have such money. So then that chaste lady said, I will serve you, and you don't pay me, you just keep my salary until it equals the amount of the payment that you want. So she became the maidservant of that prostitute. And when the time came, she carried her husband to meet with her. And when she was carrying the husband, then the husband's foot touched one rishi, who was Mandavi Rishi, who was meditating in the forest. And that rishi gave a curse. He said, "Oh, when the sun rises, your husband will die." Then she said, "Then the sun will not rise." She made a vow. And because she was so chaste, she was only thinking, "It's my dharma I should serve." She never thought, is he right or is he wrong? Only I should serve. This is the quality that Radhika is appreciating. That love should have no terms and conditions. Is my beloved right or wrong? He disappeared. He went here and there. Is he right or wrong? I should not consider it. Aslishyava padratam pinashtumam adashnam mam hatam karotuva yatatava vidatu lampatoma prananatastu saeva napara. So Radhika spoke this verse. Krishna may embrace me or he may break my heart by not giving me his darshan. He can do whatever he likes, but still he's my pran. So then the sun didn't rise. And all the demigods, they had to come and approach that chaste lady and say, "Please withdraw your vow." She said, "No." She said, "No. The sun will rise and he will die and we'll bring him back to life." So then she accepted. And then the sun rose and he died. And then they brought him back to life. And he had a very beautiful and healthy young body. And his heart was pure and clean. He felt very embarrassed about his desire. And he gave up that desire completely. So Srimati Radhika has glorified that woman. Why? Because her love her service has no terms and no conditions. It's in every circumstance. So at that time, when Krishna, he appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was uttering the verse, Aslishyava Padaradam Prinashtuvam, then all the Sakhis of Radhika became completely satisfied. Now, Krishna is not Guru Drohi. He can never go against anyone who loves him. Understand? Whatever the person, he will never go against the person who loves him. So, he is not Guru Drohi. In this way, the Gaura Swarup is called Asha Jagan. That means the Gaura Swarup awakens so many desires, and Ashamita, and it fulfills all the desires. 3 desires of Krishna are fulfilled, 3 desires of the Radhika are fulfilled, and 3 desires of the Sakhis all fulfilled. In this way, Gaura Lila is the denouement, it is the parishishta, it is the final act of the drama of Radha Krishna's love, actually. Sachinandan Gauri ki jai, Gaura Premanande. So just now there'll be Gaura Arti. After Gaura Arti Mahaprasada, we invite everyone to join us tomorrow morning for Mangalarti, and we chant japa together in the morning. It's a very nice atmosphere. So we invite everyone to come and have this sanskar of a very intense japa in the morning. It will be helpful. And then tomorrow morning program is not here. It will be at the Alatra Temple of Radha Govinda. What time?
10.
At 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock we'll be starting there, and the subject tomorrow morning will be drama in Gaura Lila. How Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested and why he manifested drama, and why our Prabhupada Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur did his bhajan and made that the center of all the Gaudiya Mats, the Mool Mat, Chaitanya Mat, Braj Patanam Chandrasekhar Bhavan. What is the great significance of this place? We'll be discussing tomorrow morning. Gaura Premanande. So Pujari, please, you can go to us.
If everyone could slide all the chairs and all the cloths to the edge of the room, please. You can stack the chairs and everything as well.
ki bajyo jayo Gaura Chande Aruti Kishova Om Vishnuhare Swastinak Vishnuhare Vishnuhare Nitya Om Vishnuhare Swastinak Gordon Maharaj Nitya Om Vishnuhare Swastinak Shishmat Bhakti Vigyan Bharti Goswami Maharaj Nitya Om Vishnuhare Swastinak Shishmat Bhakti Vaman Goswami Maharaj Nitya Om Vishnuhare Swastinak Shishmat Bhakti Swami Prabhupada ki Nitya Om Vishnuhare Swastinak Shishmat Bhakti Krishna Swami Maharaj ki Jai Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Gauri Krishna Prabhupada ki Tadiya Satkar Shravani ki Mahabhagava Shosha Swami Maharaj ki Saptam Goswami Siddhanta Bhakti Nod ki Vaishnav Sangha Bhola Shri Jagannath Swami Maharaj ki Sri Rupanuga Gauri Guruvak ki Jai Sri Rupa Sanatana Bhakti Rupana Shri Gopal Bhattara Saraswati Swami Guru ki Prem Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhattavrinda ki Shri Bhajamandala Kirtamanda Gaur Mandal ki Guru Mandotari Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Grantaraj Shri Bhagavatam ki Granta Gauri Vaishnavani ki Sarva Bhaktavrinda ki Shri Gaura Purnima Adivastiti Mahotsav ki Hare Swastis Vishwamangini Smatirani ki Jai Gaura Purnima
Hare Krishna. The worst part of the program every day. So thank you all so much for coming. It's getting more and more exciting. And now we're past the halfway mark. Now we're past the halfway mark. So no more sound system for the no. Like the Kirtans in Mahaprabhu, it was just groups, right? No sound system. We'll practice that tomorrow.
If you're Mahavishnu, you can roll like a lion in Kirtan.
So thank you so much for coming. We have a beautiful feast tonight. We're going to honor the chant Gayatri, and then we'll have prasadam, so like 8 to 10 minutes, and then everyone sit in rows. I like to remind people about the book table in the back corner. We have the art of Srimati Shamrani Didi, right where Peter Barbabu is, raising his hand.